Okay, I had a break in the recording, but now we're going to do section B. So in section A we made the string instance variable for instructor, but now we need to make set and get methods for that instructor's name. So it's very similar to how we're doing the course name stuff. It's very similar to how we have set course name and get course name, but now we're going to do it for the instructor's name. So just to make it easier to do, I'm going to make a comment here that says course name. And remember, comments don't affect the code, so you don't have to do it. I'm just doing it to look neater. And then down here, I'm going to go instructor. And I'm just separating these two are for course name, and then the two I'm going to make are for instructor, just to visually separate it for whoever's programming. So I'm going to do it the same way as I did here. Public void. And I'm going to go set, instead of course name, instructor this time. And this you can name anything you want, but we're just going to name it, I'm just naming it this for right now. And then for instead of string name, whatever the incoming data is from the main class to here, we got to set it equal to something. So I'm just going to go string, it doesn't really matter, set instructor. Well, that's actually bad because we have this equal to, I don't want it to get confusing. So let's see what I did on my notes. Instructor input. And make sure to close it. And now, almost like how we did up here, course name matches up to this private string. We're setting it equal to the incoming information string name. So here we're going to set instructor equal to this incoming information right here. So okay, it's as simple as that. So we're just setting the instructor private string equal to whatever that incoming information is. And this incoming information is going to come from this document, and we'll get to there in a minute. And then finally, we got to do our get instructor. So public string get instructor. And just like how we return course name here, all we're doing is we're going to return instructor. Simple as that. And that's it for section B. So section C says they want us to modify the constructor to specify the two parameters. So what happens is in the main program, when you run it, you create a new instance of gradebook called my gradebook. And you're doing that by creating a new gradebook, and you're using this gradebook method to do that. So over here, this is that gradebook method you're using to do that, and you can see right now we just have course name, but we need to also include instructor. So we're going to go in here and type in instructor, and right now we don't have anything to set it equal to because here we have string name and it's setting it equal to name. So up here, you can pass data along through these parentheses just like we do here and here. But you can also pass multiple pieces along. So I'm going to separate a comma and then do instructor. So string instructor pass. It's just showing that we're passing that data along. So string instructor pass. And you can name that anything you want, but it just has to match with what we're doing right here. So instructor pass. One thing too is, this method here is wanting two pieces of data. The problem is over here, this blank piece only acts like one piece of data, so what we're going to have to do is put two blank pieces of data in here. This part is a little bit pointless in this program because whenever you create a new gradebook, we're setting it equal to nothing to start with. So for right now, we're just going to do empty quotes, just like that, and that acts as a blank thing. That'd be okay for one set of data, so just if we remained and had that string name, but now that we have string instructor pass now, we need a comma and then the information for that, so we can do that. And so that's two pieces separated by a comma, just like we have two here separated by a comma. And it would error out if we didn't have it that way. And that's it for section C. Now for section D, we want to display our information. So over here, when we have our welcome to the gradebook 4, the %s is going to represent the get course name, and now we're going to have to do a get instructor to get the instructor's name and put that in here too, with another %s. So I'm going to go in here, and it enters down to a new line for us, so we can start typing, and we're going to type in this course is presented by colon, and make sure between the colon and quote right here you put a space so that the person's name doesn't get all smushed up next to it. And then we're going to put a comma here. Oh, whoops. Right here we got to put the instructor's name in, so %s. And then just for good measure we're going to make a new line. You don't have to, but you can. It just looks nicer for whoever's viewing the final product. And then over here we're going to go get instructor. And then so that'll work. Even though this file doesn't tell us to do it, there's still one major thing missing, and that is this file standalone will work. Well, it won't work without this main one working, but if you had the main one working, this would work perfectly fine. But we have to make a couple changes on this main one. Right now we're asking for the course name, but nowhere are we asking for the instructor name. So almost like these lines here, we're going to do something very similar to ask for the instructor name. So we have to prompt the user first by using a system.printout or system.out.print. Okay, and then now we're going to make a string, and like I said, almost like how it's the name here and the name here, it doesn't have to correspond to this at all. So you could just go new instructor equals input.next line. So that's going to take the user's input, set it equal to new instructor, and then we're going to use our my gradebook instance and set the instructor name, almost like how we set the course name up here. And we want to pass the information that we just took from the user, which is now new instructor. So when we set the instructor, we want to set it equal to new instructor. So we're going to type that in here. Just like that. And then finally, we're going to do a system.out.print line. And this line here doesn't do anything to the code. You don't have to have it to run. It's just there to look nice for the user, so it enters down the line for them. So like that. And so now if we compile that, and we compile this, and we run it, our program should be good to go. So here we're going to run it. We're going to see that our initial course is nothing. We're going to enter our course name. I'll say photography. And then Mr. G for the instructor. And now it says welcome to Gradebook Photography, and this course is presented by Mr. G. So it's all working good. That's question 11. If you guys have any comments, you can add it to the Facebook page, or if you need the code or need other help, just Facebook me. Thank you.